Hello Internet, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I would like to share with you the process of how I transfer my sketch or thumbnail to canvas. Okay, if you look at my drawing, I put in some color studies, but I'm not sure if I'm going to follow it because my final rendering, I'm planning to do a monotone color composition. So here is my canvas. I've already put in the sketch, but if you notice, it is not the exact copy of the thumbnail. I tried to modify it in the final color scheme. Okay, so the first thing I would do is to mix my colors. I usually use titanium white oil color. So I mixed it gently with linseed oil. And as you can see, I start with the white outer color that would serve as a background later. I particularly put focus on creating texture. It is an intrinsic part of my artworks. So I go over it several times just to put more emphasis on having a feeling of those tactile pictures. So here's the full area that I covered with white. And as the linseed oil becomes drier, I would redo the brush strokes to get my desired texture that I would like to dominate the whole space of the art piece. So here, when you are covering the canvas with the pigment, you have to be patient enough to just go over it with a lot of brush strokes with the intention to achieve the desired texture. Now you can choose which spaces you want to cover first. So you will have an advanced feel of what your painting would look like later. So here we go. Just put in those strokes, making sure that you don't go out of the border where you have your sketches. It would serve like a borderline that would guide you to divide those spaces later on with different colors, different monotone colors of black, gray, or white. So here, as you can see, I'm going back to re-stroke the strokes while the pigments are becoming drier. My desired texture is slowly materializing. So again, you just have to be patient enough to achieve your intention in every minute detail of your art piece, no matter how long it will take you until you reach that feeling that you are happy with the level of the strokes that you put in. Yeah, it's not easy to really come up with a masterpiece. So you just have to work it out over and over and over again. You have to make sure also that your brushes are really clean when you adjust those pigment colors, so you achieve the proper tones and values of the color that you would like to mix in to your work. So here I'm using 3 different pigment tones: the lightest gray, the mid gray, and the darker gray. And later on you can adjust if you want a much more darker pigments, so you just have to add more black or dark gray. When I mix my color, I make sure that the linseed oil is enough and it would be thoroughly mixed to my desired consistency. That would help me create those textures that I wanted to apply on the full artwork. So here you can see that I'm trying to add this linseed oil and then again mix it. Until I find the proper consistency. Now I start to apply the darker shade of gray, and yeah, slowly, stroke by stroke, I would apply the gray and then attempt to come up with a consistent texture like what I did on the white areas. So over and over again I have to restroke and restroke, and making sure that I don't go beyond the boundary of the shape, so I would be able to show the actual abstract shapes that was taken out from the small thumbnail. As you can see, still working on the consistent brushstroke and texture. And this is the full view of the artwork as I make my progress. The hardest part for this is when you focus on those small areas that I still have to maintain the texture. But yeah, it takes skill and training, and it takes getting used to your stroke style, that later on it comes like so natural. So here what I want to achieve here is to get a really nice gradation from light to dark, so to get these shapes coming off from the background itself, to the point that it would be more like a 3D-ish effect. So here the challenge is to mix the gray tone into the white area, and making sure that it's a gradual mixing, that you will be able to feel that it's almost 3D. It's almost like you can grab it. So that's the main intention on this artwork. And I'm working on different sizes and different different styles, but I will be using only those gray monotone pigments. It will be consisting of probably 15 to 20 canvas. That would be a part of a series. So I'm working it out slowly. I'm hoping that within the next three months, I would be able to complete it into an exhibition-ready collection or series of artworks. So here again, I'm getting those pigments to make sure that I'm mixing the consistent gray, and it won't be far from the previous tint that I was using. So I think this is the middle gray, and as you can see, I just go randomly stroke by stroke, and my rule is that focus on one space, finish it, and then try to pick on the next one that is easy to do until I will be able to cover all the spaces and making the painting materialize. I really don't have a prior expectation of how the pieces or the shapes would come out. So some of these are like non-intentional. Some of these are just by chance to form and texture, and a little bit of an intuitive feeling that, okay, I feel like this is supposed to be white, this is supposed to be middle gray, and then this is to be darker here, so it would come out until I get my desired effect on each and every shape of the artwork. So this is how I finish, or how I progress in this composition. It's not a very big artwork. It's like a middle size, but I have to put in a lot of effort to cover the whole spaces. So there you go. You will see the progress of this painting, and I will be just showing the final artwork, because I need the other layers. I need the painting to be, the first layers to be dry, and that's the only time I would be able to put in the second layer until I completely finish the piece. These artworks, usually I cannot finish it in one sitting because I need some of the portions to be dry so I can put in the next layer of painting or style that I would be incorporating on this artwork. There's also, I would finish this with an action painting in the end, where I have to throw a little bit of wild brushstroke or splashes around it to put in some touches of action painting. So what I'm looking at here is that I'm treating my artworks as a fusion of style. This kind of artwork will incorporate a lot of contemporary stylistic applications that I would deem fit for the finishing of this artwork. So here, as you can see, the shapes are slowly going more distinct, and you will be able to see later how I would be incorporating and how this painting would look like when it's all covered up with the necessary elements. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed our conversation today, and do finish the video. And I would like to thank you for watching this video, and it would be appreciated if you would subscribe, so you would have a first-hand notification when I upload a new video. So thank you for visiting, and keep working on those. If you're an artist, keep working on your pieces, keep improving, keep putting on mastering those skill sets. And if you're a collector, I hope you would see how each and every elements of this artwork is painstakingly being put in to come up with the final piece. Probably I would consider a masterpiece. I don't know, because as an artist I keep improving every day. So there you go. Cheers. I'll see you on the next video.